Digital disruption in the UAE with dubizzle.
The latest buzz in the world of technology and innovation with the UAE's latest homegrown unicorn.
Time for us to focus on all things real estate. One of our headlines today for you, in fact, demand for office space increasing in the second quarter of this year, mainly in the high-quality Grade A segment of the market. Look, that's off the back of research by the consultancy Savills at the moment. But we want to dive a little bit deeper into research that's been ongoing here in the region for quite some time, that by dubizzle and Bayut. Their sales director is Fibha Ahmed, who joins us live on the line and live via Microsoft Teams now. Fibha, thank you so much indeed for your time.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Tom.
So, top line we're hearing at the moment is luxury is booming. In fact, Dubai's luxury segment recording impressive growth, none more so than in the apartment segment, which has seen impressive growth in H1 2021. What backs up these findings?
I'm glad you brought it up. There has been a lot of conversation about market recovery. What we've noticed in 2021, the trend has been absolutely lots of interest in the luxury segment for apartments as well as villas. And I believe this has a lot to do, if not everything to do, with the fact how Dubai rebounded from the pandemic and all the vaccination drive and the announcements of extended residency visas for retirees and the remote work permits has attracted a lot of high net worth individuals from all over the world who are not only looking to have a 6-bed penthouse or an 8-bed penthouse in Dubai Marina or Palm, but they're also looking to invest in very high upscale, high-ticket items and villas for the Palm Jumeirah community. So the interest is, yes, more so with regards to apartments, clearly because the volume is there. But the villas have really picked up in terms of interest as well as transactions.
Let's have a look then at some of those segments in more detail. Let's start with the luxury apartment segment. What's the data telling us?
In luxury apartment segments, it's of no surprise that when it comes to interest in the area, Dubai Marina comes at the top of the podium, where the sale prices have increased by almost 7%. What's interesting to note is areas like JBR and Palm Jumeirah significantly has seen a price increase for over up to 18%. And this is driven by the fact that everybody wants to live in a very high-rise building where they have absolute gorgeous beachfront living experience and awesome views. So the price hike in these areas, and interestingly, the price hike in luxury living apartments is a lot more than it is in mid to affordable range. For example, mid to affordable range areas saw an increase of 2 to 6%, whereas the luxury areas saw a whopping increase all the way up to 6 to 18%. I'm talking Palm Jumeirah, which is selling like hotcakes, be it apartments, be it villas, be it penthouses, you name it, everything's at the Palm.
So just focusing on those areas, you mentioned Dubai Marina, Palm, amongst others, in terms of luxury apartments generating the most interest. What's the supply looking like at the moment with regards to the demand, specifically for apartments?
It's interesting to note that with Expo 2020 coming up, there has been talks of bringing in more units to the market. We're expecting around almost about 50,000 to 60,000 units being handed over in the next couple of years. Specifically talking about the luxury segment, I think given the fact that there's been so much interest over the last 6 months, which has been the highest ever, not only in interest, but transactions since 2015. Developers are really going to focus on pushing these areas. I believe the supply has been an issue in the last year or so, and the demand has purely driven the prices up. But I think the developers and everybody who's involved in this can contribute so much to the economy by making sure that the supply is on time and is in the right location.
Turning attention to the villa communities now, and specifically, again, focusing on all things luxury villas. Whereabouts in the city is the most focus when it comes to search for luxury villas?
With regards to search, Arabian Ranches has really maintained its position on the podium when it comes to luxury villa living. Whereas when I look at other areas which are up and coming, I see Dubai Hills getting a lot of momentum, about 18% increase in the sale prices as well as interest. We've seen massive increase in interest for Jumeirah Golf Estate, which tells me it's not just only home buyers, but it's also investors, as Jumeirah Golf Estate has come up on top to be giving a very good ROI of about 5.54%. So these well-established communities, which are not only aesthetically pleasing, but are also very safe for families, for people who want to work, who want to have a bigger space, has shown a lot of uptake in interest. And of course, Palm Jumeirah goes without saying. Out of 7 out of 10 highest ticket deals were made in Palm Jumeirah in the last 6 months. So that says a lot about interest, which is purely based on luxury. And a lot of foreign high net worth individuals are making their home here.
And what's happening in terms of the money side of things? What are we seeing when it comes to sales prices for luxury villas and rent prices as well? Are they both going the same way?
Absolutely. I would say the sale prices are increasing at a higher percentage. I mentioned luxury villa communities and apartments are seeing a lot more increase in prices, which is up to 20% as compared to affordable living. Same is the case within regards to interest, with regards to transactions. So they're all heading in a positive direction, showing that the demand is very healthy and it is there to stay.
What about off-plan as well? Is there still interest in off-plan, or does everyone want the keys yesterday?
Yeah, when we look at the transaction data as well as the search data, I would say that secondary market still is leading than a primary market or off-plan market. But in the last 3 to 4 months, with announcements of projects like Downtown Views 2 and District 1 in, MBR City, we've seen a great interest, and interest has gone up by 30% for off-plan. So these are all good signs that people are willing to take up anything, if not today, then move in maybe after a year or so.
And in terms of, again, it's looking into the crystal ball and trying to predict the future here, but is this showing any signs of waning, this interest at the moment? We've been talking about it since the beginning of the year. We're seeing strong numbers into the first half, throughout the first half of the year. Will it continue second half?
Absolutely. Looking at the trends, looking at all the initiatives taken by the government, looking at Expo 2020 approaching, I don't see any reason why this trend is going to cool off in the near future, or let's say even after Expo. I think Expo itself is a great opportunity, which is going to open Dubai as a possible investment hub for a lot of international investors, where Dubai's luxury market is highly competitive when it comes to other metropolis cities in the world. So I believe that this trend in luxury transactions interest, as well as in real estate in Dubai, is here to stay.
Fibha, it's always good to catch up with you. Thank you so much indeed for your time this morning. Fibha Ahmed is the sales director for dubizzle and Bayut. The growth of the luxury property market in Dubai continues to grow and grow and grow. No sign of a luxury bubble here at the moment, Rich. That bubble seems to be increasing in size.